Hi there. This is the video tour of my Class B RV that I'm living in. Kind of in a somewhat remote spot or whatever. Super hot today, so normally I wouldn't be parked right here, but I want an open spot just for walking around it and videoing it. Whatever. Tomorrow morning I'll probably move somewhere in the shade, whatever, once I top up my batteries. I do have a solar panel up there. Because of the way the roof's shaped, my solar panel actually sits down low enough on the back part that it's kind of out of the wind, so it makes it easier to secure it down really if it's out of the wind a bit. It's only a 100-watt panel. I have enough room on the front to probably throw a 200-watt. There's lots of real estate up there actually. Anyway, there's no actual fridge vent. I'm trying to lift it up so people can see. You can kind of see the edge of the solar panel. I've got the camera over my head, so if it looks shaky, that's why. As you can see, I've got a vent cover. I highly recommend those. And then that vent is for the septic tank or black water tank. This is the access panel for the fridge, and then the vent for it. I have no roof vent for the fridge. It just exhausts right there, which is plenty fine for it. Outside light, this is just for a cable hookup, something I'd never use. The panel in the center of the screen is just shore power, and this one right beside is a hot water heater. I actually have to come outside and ignite it from down in here once I turn it on pilot or whatever. So I do have to get outside and spark it up when I want to take a hot shower or do dishes or whatever. I don't leave it on all the time. I believe I said that in the other video, the first video I shot. I turned it on, and 15 minutes later I've got scorching hot water. Of course, it's got an awning, which I don't really use too much. I usually try and find a spot with shade if I want it. You can see the solar panel a bit better now. Gives you an idea of the size. It's not very big actually. 100 watts. I guess as technology goes on, panels get better and better. So, as you can see, the paint's not perfect in this. Oops, fresh water's hanging open. Good opportunity to show it. This is for a permanent kind of campsite hookup. Little spider there. Where did he go? Oh, right there. This little thing is a vent, and then you pop that open and do the fill. I just topped up not too long ago. Seal that up so nothing crawls in there like him. Of course, the gas cap. That's the exhaust for the furnace. I guess the lower one's is intake, and the top one's exhaust is kind of how it works. This panel accesses the propane tank, which actually isn't very big. It's kind of small actually, pretty much full. There's a bit of storage there ahead of it for the hoses and such. Honestly, I would have preferred a bigger tank. There's plenty of room in back there. They could have made the tank a bit bigger, but whatever. It's not something I can change after the fact, really. And actually, the fridge is fairly conservative. As I state in my other video, there's the black water and gray water dump. My one remaining hubcap. I'll be changing that in the next few days. I've got rims courtesy of my little brother. Actually, I should point out there's the tires. So they're more in line with something you put on a Jeep or whatever. And in fact, I do have a Jeep, and these are the exact same tires that are on the Jeep, except the Jeep ones are much, much bigger. But these are just 15-inch rims. Anyway, a horsefly found me, so retreat inside. There are windows in the front front of this cap and that. Honestly, I kind of wish they weren't there. They're just, you know what, they don't leak or anything like that, but they really don't do anything. They're just, I'd just as soon not have them. The side windows I like. I like being able to open the side windows and get breeze in there. Any airflow I can get in here, the better. Anyway, before it gets too dark out. Oh yeah, there's the dumps. There's the gate for the Sani dump. And this is the gate for the gray water. So black water, gray water. They're both separate, which is nice. I can dump my gray water just about anywhere here in Canada. You know, I'd be safe doing it out here or whatever. It'd be fine, just as long as there's no chemicals or whatever in it. If it's just my regular dish soap and my shower water, I would feel fine just dumping it here somewhere or whatever. It'd just evaporate off. There's nothing harmful in it. There's a little drawer thingy there for storage right there, but I'm not going to open that up. Anyway, front of the van, still pretty warm in here actually. Typical Dodge van of the era. Tape deck. Got to change that sometime. Just a single sink. 2-burner stove. Or cooktop, I guess. Gas. I kind of wish it was turned sideways. But I think they did that to give you at least a little bit of real estate. You can gain a little counter space by pulling this out. My apologies if this is kind of hard to picture because this camera doesn't do this very well. Doesn't handle close quarters too well. So I've got 2 standard drawers. Typical storage under here, which I've just got crammed full of stuff. And then storage underneath. There's actually quite a bit of storage in there. I've got all kinds of stuff. Basically instant foods and ready to eat stuff I stuff under there. Kind of emergency stuff if I'm too lazy to go shopping or whatever and I run out of food. I've got stuff in there I can tangle with. Same with the stuff in here actually. Most of that stuff I don't use very often. And up above I've got some cabinets here. They block off the usage of that window pretty much. That's fine with me. You can see I've got it chock full of crap. Food and cooking stuff. I've switched all the incandescent bulbs to LEDs, so everything's LED in here. That thing's not terribly accurate. I don't really need it now that I got a meter along with the solar system. I'll show that in a second. So the front of this is just chock full of clothes that, you know what, I've probably got like 2 months worth of clothes and a bunch of guns up there. Really, this was designed for this top part to pull out this way and be a bunk, but I fixed it down in a position, then added some wood pieces for shelving, just for added storage of miscellaneous crap that I have laying around. Binoculars, camera mount, flashlights. I think a knife sharpener, lighter, matches, all kinds of odds and ends up there. So that's screwed down. I would, honestly, I like having the nose cap, the extended nose cap on this. Some of the newer ones, they're more aerodynamic and you don't get all that storage up front. I like having that storage. I wouldn't be able to carry all the firearms I want if I didn't have it. Big Buddy heater. I'm planning on going with a wood burning appliance of some kind, but I just got that as a kicker. I wanted to play around with it and see how good it is. Big tote. You know what? It kind of doubles as a footrest or whatever. I was going to get it out of here, but I like putting my feet up on it when I'm sitting in my living room chair kind of thing. So for now I keep it. Full of reloading gun stuff. Here's the bathroom. Looks like the camera's doing okay picking this up. This can double as a storage closet. Both the toilet and the shower stall can be doubled as storage closets because they got all the hardware to do so. There was a microwave in this. I've just turned it into storage. Honestly, I don't need a microwave. It's got some computer components. About 11 terabytes of storage right there. Nice cabinets in the back. Then, I guess I should show the tub. Hopefully this camera will pick it up. There we go. So there it is. Give you a size, like there's my foot. So you can just basically sit on that with your feet down in here. This fills up with water. And I just use the shower wand. I usually leave the towel outside to dry. It's dry right now or whatever. I dry it outside and then just hang it up there when I want to use it. But it actually works out pretty good. Oh yeah, this of course has stuff to hang stuff. If I was staying somewhere where there were showers and I was staying there long term, both the toilet and that, or at the very least that, would turn into a hanging closet. There is a small hanging closet here beside, and a curtain so I can close off the back part, which I never use. In the back section, actually I'll show the panel. There it is. It's the 30 amp Samlex. It's the one I suggest anybody get. It works really well. It lets you equalize your batteries and everything like that. It's a really good controller for your panels. I can basically stick about 500 watt panels onto that thing without any problems. So I'll never do all that. Of course, there's storage under this bed thing here. This pops up into a table. I never use it like that. Great airflow when I want it. Cheap Canadian Tire inverter. Bought it with like 50% off, 1500 watt. Worked great. Charges just about everything I've thrown at it. I wouldn't go with a plasma TV, but it works fine for me. Fridge. Just an older version. Holds a fair bit of stuff. Freezer works good. The Dometic, of course. I really like that brand of stuff. They make good stuff. And of course there's the 120 inverter and all that. There is a number of outlets that if you do plug into 120, I've only used it once or twice just to kind of see if it works or whatever. But with the solar panel, honestly, I really don't need it. Of course, it's got a fan up top here. I can open or close it, and I can have it either thermostatically controlled or I just do it myself, either in or out, and adjust the speed. I just turn it on when I'm cooking and stuff like that, or if heat starts to build up in here, I'll turn it on for a while. I didn't use it much. Now that I have the solar panel, I actually have an excess of power that I can play with, so I turn it on and leave it on. On a sunny day, actually even just a kind of a very mediocre day, there's an excess of power to run that. I could basically run that and charge my batteries from pretty low all at the same time without any problems. Anyway, that pretty much concludes my tour. Everything else is pretty much what you would expect out of a van of this era with a 318 motor. So I won't go ahead and show the motor in that. I think the only thing I don't have in here that I need is actually while I was coming up here, I was thinking, you know what, I don't have an axe in here, which is something I should have. I don't have a chainsaw, so if, you know, if the wind picked up, if there was some crazy storm, and it blew a tree down across across the road in here, it'd be a bit of a walk getting out of here and flagging somebody down and getting some assistance. But it would be no problem. Somebody would pull over for me. There's a reasonable amount of traffic. I might be out there for maybe 20 minutes to an hour before somebody would pull over. Generally, if somebody in this part of the island, if somebody's on the side of the road and waving you down, unless they look like an axe murderer or something like that, they're going to get a ride. Somebody's going to help them. That's just kind of the way things work out here. I've picked up people, and I'm sure somebody would pick up me likewise. It'd be no sweat that way. I'm not sure about coming back. If I wanted to hitchhike back to it to cut the tree, I'd be hitchhiking with an axe in my hand. I don't like my chances that way. But yeah, so I guess I better hurry up and pick one up. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please do leave them. Hopefully this video turns out not too bad. If my camera skills are shaky, well, sorry. Anyway, have yourself a good one.